Do you love or hate your grocery store? A lot may depend on how fresh the food seems, according to a Consumer Reports survey. That survey shows that some supermarkets deliver much fresher food than others.
There is a grocery chain on this list charging customers more per pound for chicken than some steakhouses charge for steak. And there is another one, a chain most Americans drive past without a second look, quietly running the tightest food safety operation in the entire industry. Here is what took me a long time to figure out. This is not about which store has the prettiest produce section. 7 chains on this list made calculated decisions about exactly how much they could charge you while cutting corners you would never see. By the end of this video, you will know which 7 to avoid and which 7 actually deserve your grocery budget. Let's go. Worst number 7. Whole Foods Market. Whole Foods earned the nickname Whole Paycheck years ago, and in 2026 the nickname has stopped being a joke and started being an accurate description of the receipt. The hot bar and prepared food sections, which function as a daily meal source for millions of customers, are priced by weight in a way that consistently surprises people who do not weigh their container before reaching the register. A lunch bowl that looks modest on the plate routinely clears $15 to $20. Customers have taken to filming themselves at the scale, narrating the price per pound in real time, and those videos have become some of the most effective anti-advertising in grocery retail. One shopper's caption on a viral clip read, simply, "I paid $19 for lettuce and chicken." The pricing problem sits on top of a deeper trust problem tied to Amazon's ownership. Labor advocates and privacy advocates have used Whole Foods as a visible, accessible proxy target for broader grievances against Amazon's warehouse practices and data policies. The produce department, ironically the category Whole Foods built its original reputation on, has also drawn scrutiny. A 2025 investigation into organic certification compliance found that several regional distribution hubs had received produce shipments with certification paperwork that did not match the actual farm of origin. For a company charging a significant organic premium, that kind of administrative sloppiness undermines the entire justification for the price difference. A frustrated longtime shopper in Austin put it bluntly to a local reporter, "I'm not paying extra for organic if you can't even prove it's organic." Worst number 6 has a pricing structure that actively misleads you into thinking you are getting a deal when you are not. Worst number 6, Walmart. Walmart built its entire brand identity on everyday low prices, and in many categories that promise still holds. Groceries are where the promise has quietly started to crack. Investigations into Walmart's pricing practices in 2025 found a pattern of shrinking package sizes without proportional price reductions, a practice commonly called shrinkflation, applied across hundreds of grocery items. A cereal box that held 18 ounces in 2022 holds 14 ounces in 2025 at the same shelf price. One customer, reviewing the change online, wrote, "Same box, same price, my kids are still hungry after breakfast." Walmart has also faced repeated criticism over produce and meat sourcing transparency. The company does not publish supplier-level safety audit data for the majority of its grocery suppliers, leaving customers with no way to verify the claims printed on packaging about origin or farming practices. The self-checkout expansion has compounded the customer experience problem in ways that are easy to overlook but genuinely add up. Fewer staffed lanes means longer waits during peak hours, and the reduction in staffed checkout positions has coincided with reduced staffing in the deli and meat departments, where trained employees are needed to maintain proper rotation and temperature monitoring. A former deli associate in Ohio described it this way in an exit interview posted online. 3 people running a counter built for 8. Something always slips. Hit the like button right now if shrinkflation has been driving you crazy at the register too, because the next entries get more specific and more frustrating. Worst number 5. Kroger is the largest traditional supermarket operator in the country, and that scale has produced a pricing and labor controversy that has been quietly building since 2022. Internal pricing algorithm practices came under public scrutiny in 2024 when reporting revealed that Kroger had tested and implemented digital shelf tags capable of adjusting prices based on demand, time of day, and even, according to some reporting, customer data signals. The company denied implementing true surge pricing, But the revelation damaged trust in a way similar to what happened to Wendy's in fast food. Kroger has also faced sustained labor unrest, with multiple major strikes and near strikes across its unionized workforce in 2024 and 2025 over wages, staffing levels, and healthcare benefits. Understaffed stores produce a specific customer experience: empty shelves, long checkout lines, and produce sections that are not restocked frequently enough to maintain freshness. A striking Kroger worker in Colorado told a local news crew, "We're told to smile at customers while we can't afford the groceries we're ringing up." The failed merger attempt with Albertsons also left a mark on Kroger's own operations, not just its targets. Years of management attention and legal spending were directed toward a deal that ultimately collapsed, and that distraction shows up in deferred store renovations and an inconsistent rollout of the digital pricing infrastructure that was supposed to modernize the shopping experience. What number 4 has been doing happens in places customers cannot easily see. Worst number 4, Albertsons. Albertsons operates under a sprawling portfolio of regional banners, including Safeway, Vons, and Jewel Osco. And that fragmented structure has created an inconsistency problem that customers experience as genuine unreliability. Health inspection records pulled from Albertsons' owned stores across multiple states show meaningfully higher violation rates in prepared food and deli sections compared to competitors of similar size. The violations cluster around temperature control failures in deli meat cases and prepared food holding stations, the exact conditions that produce listeria risk in ready-to-eat products. A health inspector's note from a 2024 citation in Arizona read in part, "Deli case holding at 48 degrees. Staff unaware of last temperature check." The company's attempted merger with Kroger, which collapsed in 2024 after regulatory and legal challenges, consumed years of management attention and capital that could have gone toward operational improvements. Stores in markets where the merger uncertainty lingered longest show the most visible signs of underinvestment: aging refrigeration equipment, deferred maintenance, and staffing levels that have not kept pace with customer volume. Employee turnover at Albertsons' owned banners has also climbed through 2024 and 2025. High turnover in departments handling perishable goods is a direct food safety liability because the institutional knowledge of proper rotation and temperature monitoring leaves with every departing employee. The chain at worst number 3 has a more specific and more alarming problem, one that goes directly to what ends up on your plate. Worst number 3, Dollar General. Dollar General has expanded into grocery retail at a pace that has outrun its ability to maintain basic food safety standards, and the data backs that up. The Food and Drug Administration and multiple state health departments have cited Dollar General locations for rodent infestations and improper food storage at rates significantly above the retail grocery average. In 2023, federal regulators imposed a record fine on the company following findings of unsafe conditions at multiple distribution centers and stores, including documented rodent activity in food storage areas. An inspector's report from one cited Tennessee location stated flatly, "Live rodents observed in dry storage area adjacent to food products." The underlying driver is a business model built around minimal staffing. Dollar General stores are frequently run with 1 or 2 employees per shift, a structure designed to minimize labor costs that leaves almost no capacity for the cleaning, stocking rotation, and pest management that food safety requires. A former store manager, quoted in a 2024 labor complaint, said it directly, "You can't clean what you don't have time to even see." Dollar General has expanded its grocery and fresh produce offerings specifically in rural and underserved markets where it is frequently the only accessible retail option. That positioning makes the food safety failures more consequential because customers in those markets often do not have an alternative. The chain at worst number 2 takes a different approach to harming customers. It is not negligence, it is a deliberate strategy. Worst number 2, Family Dollar. Family Dollar's food safety record produced one of the most significant retail recalls in recent memory, and the company's response revealed exactly how little urgency it brought to the problem even after federal regulators got involved. In 2022, the FDA found a rodent infestation so severe at a Family Dollar distribution center in Arkansas that the company was forced to recall products from over 400 stores across 6 states. Inspectors found live rodents, dead rodents, rodent feces, and evidence of rodent activity throughout the facility. One FDA investigator's field note, later made public, described the scene as among the worst conditions this office has documented in a food distribution facility. The company pleaded guilty to federal charges related to the violation and paid a substantial fine, but the underlying operational model that produced the contamination has not been fundamentally restructured. Subsequent inspections at other Family Dollar facilities have continued to find violations consistent with the original problem. Family Dollar's customer base is disproportionately low income, a demographic with fewer resources to absorb the cost of discovering, after the fact, that a product they purchased came from a contaminated supply chain. A customer in Little Rock, interviewed after the recall, said simply, "I shopped there because it's close. I didn't know it was that close to a rat problem." Even Family Dollar is not the most disappointing entry here. The chain at worst number 1 had the resources to do this right and chose differently anyway. Worst number 1, Safeway. Safeway, now operating under the Albertsons corporate umbrella in most markets, represents the most disappointing entry on this list precisely because it has the brand history, customer trust, and corporate resources to operate at a much higher standard than what 2026 inspection and pricing data actually shows. Pricing investigations conducted by consumer advocacy groups in 2024 and 2025 found that Safeway's loyalty program pricing structure, which requires customers to use a digital app or physical card to access advertised sale prices, created a 2-tier pricing system that disadvantaged elderly customers, customers without smartphones, and customers in lower-income communities who were less likely to engage with the digital loyalty infrastructure. One elderly shopper in Sacramento told a consumer reporter, "My neighbor has the app. I don't. We bought the same thing and she paid less." Health inspection records across Safeway locations in California, Washington, and Oregon show recurring violations in meat and seafood department temperature control, an issue made more serious by the fact that Safeway markets those departments as a premium differentiator against discount competitors. Consumer complaints filed with state attorneys general in multiple Safeway markets through 2025 also cited confusing and inconsistent digital coupon redemption, where advertised discounts failed to apply at checkout. A practice that disproportionately benefits the company when customers simply pay the higher price without noticing is not a glitch when it recurs at this scale. Safeway is not failing due to lack of resources. It is failing because it decided the cost of doing better outweighs the benefit. Now here are the 7 grocery chains that are actually getting it right. Best number 7, Trader Joe's earns its place on the best list through a curated product selection, aggressive private label sourcing with verified supplier standards, and a customer trust relationship built over decades of consistent execution. The private label model is the foundation. Roughly 80% of Trader Joe's products are store brand, sourced through supplier relationships that the company audits directly rather than through layered distributor relationships. That direct relationship gives Trader Joe's visibility into its supply chain that most traditional grocery chains simply do not have. Health inspection records for Trader Joe's locations consistently rank among the best in the traditional grocery category. The smaller store format also reduces the operational complexity that produces violations at larger competitors. A longtime shopper in Seattle summed up the loyalty the brand inspires. "I trust the label here in a way I just don't anywhere else." The company's product rotation strategy, frequently discontinuing items and introducing new ones, also functions as an informal quality control mechanism. Suppliers know that underperforming or problematic products will be cut quickly, but Trader Joe's success is built on a specific scale. The chain at best number 6 has figured out how to deliver similar trust at a completely different size. Best number 6, Costco. Costco's grocery operation benefits from a business model that most competitors cannot copy. A membership fee structure that removes the pressure to extract margin from every single grocery item, allowing the company to price food close to cost as a loyalty-building mechanism rather than a profit center. That structural difference shows up directly in food safety investment. Costco conducts extensive supplier audits, particularly for its Kirkland Signature private label products, and has built a reputation for pulling products from shelves at the first sign of a supply chain problem, rather than waiting for a confirmed incident. A longtime Costco member, reviewing the membership online, wrote, "They've recalled stuff before I even heard there was a problem. That's the whole reason I stay." Hit the subscribe button right now if you want more honest breakdowns like this one, because the next 4 entries include a name that might genuinely surprise you. The bulk format also reduces packaging waste and often improves freshness on perishable items because of inventory turnover speed. Costco's employee compensation structure also plays a measurable role. Starting wages and benefits have consistently exceeded the retail grocery average for years, producing employee retention rates that dwarf the industry standard. Employees who stay for years rather than months develop exactly the institutional knowledge around proper food handling that high-turnover competitors cannot maintain. The chain at best number 5 takes a completely different approach but lands on a similarly strong result. Best number 5. Wegmans. Wegmans is a regional chain concentrated in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic, and it has built one of the most consistently praised customer experiences in American grocery retail through an approach built on employee investment and supply chain transparency. The company has appeared repeatedly on lists ranking best employers in retail, and that employee satisfaction translates directly into operational quality. The connection between labor practices and food safety outcomes is not abstract. It shows up directly in inspection data. A Wegmans employee of 9 years told a local paper, "I've never once felt rushed past doing it right. That's rare in this industry." Wegmans publishes detailed information about its produce sourcing and maintains close relationships with regional farms, a model that shortens the supply chain and improves traceability in the event of a contamination concern. The prepared foods and restaurant-style departments inside Wegmans stores, an area where many competitors struggle most with consistency, have specifically been cited in regional surveys as a standout strength rather than a weak point. The chain at best number 4 has taken transparency even further, publishing information that most competitors would never willingly disclose. Best number 4. Publix operates primarily in the Southeast and has built a reputation for customer service and operational consistency that has made it one of the most trusted grocery brands in the markets where it operates. The employee ownership structure is the key differentiator. Publix is significantly employee-owned, which creates an incentive alignment between frontline staff and operational quality that publicly traded competitors structurally cannot replicate. One longtime employee owner described the difference plainly. "When the store does well, I do well. That changes how you treat the meat case." Health inspection records for Publix locations across Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas consistently show some of the lowest critical violation rates of any major grocery chain in the country. The bakery and deli departments are specifically cited in regional health department reports as standout performers within the network. The chain at best number 3 operates at a completely different price point but achieves a comparable trust level through a different mechanism entirely. Best number 3. Aldi has built one of the most efficient and most trusted discount grocery operations in the country, prioritizing simplicity and direct supplier control over the sprawling product selection that defines most traditional supermarkets. Aldi's private label dominance gives the company direct visibility into its supply chain that distributor-dependent competitors lack. The limited selection per category, often just 1 or 2 options where a traditional supermarket might offer 15, allows Aldi to negotiate deeper supplier relationships and conduct more thorough oversight of fewer total products. Health inspection records for Aldi locations consistently outperform the discount grocery category average, a notable achievement given that discount retailers like Dollar General and Family Dollar occupy the worst end of this list. A shopper comparing the 2 experiences online put it sharply. Same income bracket as the Dollar General customer, completely different respect level. Aldi has proven that discount pricing and food safety are not mutually exclusive. The chain at best number 2 has built something that combines almost everything the chains above it do well into a single operation. Best number 2. H-E-B is a Texas-based chain that consistently ranks at or near the top of independent grocery satisfaction surveys, and the operational data backs up the reputation in a way that few regional chains can match. The company is privately held, which removes the quarterly earnings pressure that drives cost-cutting decisions at publicly traded competitors. HEB has used that structural freedom to invest heavily in supply chain transparency, sourcing relationships with regional Texas farms and producers, and a private label program that has earned a reputation for quality that rivals or exceeds name-brand alternatives at a lower price point. Health inspection records for HEB locations across Texas consistently rank among the best of any grocery chain in the country, in any category, at any price point. The company's disaster response performance, particularly during hurricane and winter storm events, has become a case study in supply chain resilience. One Houston resident after a 2024 storm posted, "Power was out for days. HEB was open and stocked before the lights came back on." If HEB is not in your state, you are missing one of the best-run grocery operations in the country. The chain, at best number one, has built something that, in its own way, is even more impressive given the constraints it operates under. Best number one, Sprouts Farmers Market. Sprouts has built the most trustworthy grocery operation in the country in 2026, operating at a fraction of the scale of the chains above it on this list, which makes the achievement more impressive rather than less. The company's entire model is built around fresh produce, transparent sourcing, and a curated selection that prioritizes verified supply chain relationships over the volume-driven commodity sourcing that defines most large grocery chains. Sprouts publishes sourcing information for its produce sections that goes beyond what almost any competitor on this list discloses, including farm-level information for a significant portion of its fresh offerings. Health inspection records for Sprouts. Locations across its operating markets in the Southwest, West, and expanding Southeast consistently show some of the lowest violation rates of any grocery chain in the country, large or small. A regular customer in Phoenix wrote in a 2225 review, "Every time I ask where something came from, someone actually knows the answer." Sprouts has also avoided the labor unrest and pricing controversies that have damaged trust at several chains higher on the worst list. The company's growth through 2025 and into 2026 has been deliberate and measured, prioritizing operational consistency over rapid expansion. The customer loyalty data backs this up. Independent satisfaction surveys conducted across the grocery sector in 2025 placed Sprouts at or near the top in trust, perceived freshness, and likelihood to recommend, outperforming chains many times its size and marketing budget. Every other chain on this list, for better or worse, made choices. Sprouts made the right ones. If you want to see exactly which chains are quietly raising prices while telling you they are not, that video is on your screen right now. Click it on the left and I will meet you there.